Hello, this is William with CommanderCast.com doing game number 2 of Antiquities, Avacyn, Guardian Angel. And this is not a great hand. We have some stuff that we can do. We have the Library of Lang to keep us from discarding, but I am just too leery of not having any action, so we're actually going to throw this back. Okay, this is almost worse. Almost. We have the Mistress Workshop, actually, so we can we can get our Dancing Scimitar out on time, which I actually, embarrassingly enough, forgot to put into my Arabian Nights version of the deck. But Dancing Scimitar is in there now, so we're going to go ahead and keep this. And today we are playing a game with Treva the Renewer, so some sort of a life gain Bant type deck with just a really good beater. Vorel the Hulklade. So last time we saw a Scion Tokens type deck with Vorel. Probably would have been better as an Edric. And then we have Zedru the Greyhearted. So a couple of different ways that we could go with that. Just going to go ahead and F6 do this real quick. So let's see. Yeah, we made it a land drop. Yep. So a couple different ways we can go with this Zedru deck. Could be the Zedru Gifts deck, where, you know, they're giving us stuff that we don't actually want. You know, the ye old white elephant, which now the elephant altar on Zedru actually makes sense. But yeah, the style of Zedru deck that we don't want to see is in fact the deck Zedru that just gives stuff that we don't want to see. So let's see who that was real quick. Okay, so Varel's actually asking about if anyone's been having problems with F8, and we actually have been. I think I heard that was a bug that they're trying to fix right now. Mode is always full of bugs. All right then. So monastery, bent stick monastery, nothing too crazy right now. Nothing I can really do, but we are going to play the Mistress Workshop. And we are going to use it to go Dancing Scimitar. So, wonder how they're going to take this. On the one hand, Mistress Workshop just dropped down, and that's a notoriously powerful card. On the other hand, Dancing Scimitar is a notoriously not powerful card. It broke during an update a few weeks ago. Okay. So, yeah, F8's still something that the Moto team is working on. Everflowing Challenge, that's a mana rock that we can look at getting. But we're going to have to wait a long time before we can get that. And, you know, if we could actually get to a Patreon goal, then I could start doing these on a weekly basis rather than a fortnightly basis, twice a month basis. Good, we do hit the plains. That's good. Kind of want Bazaar of Baghdad to make sure that we can get some stuff, but if we miss a land drop, we're not actually missing a land drop because we use Bazaar of Baghdad to get there. I kind of just want to hold back the Dancing Scimitar. I could use it to poke a couple people, but it's not really going to be worth it. We'll just throw down our plains. And let's see, Circle Protection White. It's going to stop Treva and Zedru. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw that Circle Protection White. I don't know if it's actually going to stop Zedru. But it's going to keep Treva from hitting us. And we'll F6 through that. Yeah, no, we're not attacking. And we can't actually use Mistress Workshop to power the Circle of Protection White. Slightly awkward. Alright. So, Avacyn's still very much in the prototype phase. Only rendition 3.0. I can only imagine what everyone else is thinking with all the, the jankness that they're seeing right now. For the whole clade comes down. Probably going to start multiplying that ever-flowing chalice. Let's see. So next turn, we'll drop the Urza's Mine. Let's see. So, Trevor's sending us a message. Circle protection is peculiar. Yep. Oh, so we're going to... Oh! So I get the Humble Defector. How generous. Well, I could just pass him back and forth. Yes, actually. So, could also just be the Hugs Zedra deck. Or it could be like my friend's Zedra deck, where it lures us into a false sense of security and then kills us all at once. Alright then. So, we do get our planes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 6 cards in hand. We'd be playing 1. Let's spread the wealth just a little bit. We'll pass it to Trevor. Alright, so we are good on lands for quite a while now. Oh, I should have dropped the Urza's Mine. Well, I can drop the Urza's Mine next. Yeah, Humble Defector is great for Zedro. There isn't anything else I want to do, though. We do have a full hand, and we are quite happy with that. So now we're at the point where we're going to be doing F2ing a lot, just because, I don't know, random white lightning bolt. Sure, why not? Alright, next time. Humble Defector is going to, it looks like, okay, passing it to Vorel. So everyone's getting in on the action. Wow, the Humble Defector really gets around. He's getting passed around like currency. Enchantress's Presence. Okay, so this is Treva Enchantments. Bant's a very strong color for that. With enough enchantments in play, that actually does make up for any sort of life poking you would take. Yeah, I can see that. Now, the real question is he going to send the Humble Defector right back to him? Is he going to send it backwards? Is he going to send it to me? Asceticism. Or is he going to hold on to the Humble Defector? That's another option. Okay, so far, it looks like everyone's getting what they want. Which actually makes me very happy, because it means we'll be in for an actual game. I mean, I guess worst comes to worst, I would prefer a sound thrashing like last game than the non-stop drag out just grind fest that we had last week. I'm sorry, I'm still kind of on that, just because that was so much time. And no, Varel's actually going to, keep the Humble Defector for a while. Alright, so we've got Sunforger, which is a very, very powerful toolbox card. If he gets that onto something, we could be in for just nope.deck. I don't think we're going to be in for that. But at the same time, if I get a disenchant, and I don't have any other targets, I'm probably aiming for the Sunforger. The glasses here present a very interesting opportunity, though. So, we don't have any other artifacts. So there's no reason not to use Mishra's Workshop to pay for glasses. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and take a peeky at what Miss Zedru's going at. I see through your schemes. We have austere command, arbiter of the ideal, face fetters. Ah, no! No! Tragic arrogance, nevermore! Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. Alert! Alert! Be afraid! Be very afraid! Alright then. So, we have properly alerted the people. We're going to drop an Urza mine. We have no real other effects that we want to play right now, so we are going to go ahead, pass the turn. Yep. Alright, so went ahead and just let them know, you know, stuff like Nevermore and Delusions of Grandeur in there, which should give them an idea of, you know, just kind of what I cannot talk. What kind of Zedru deck this is. If they're playing the Delusions of Grandeur, this is very much the Donations Zedru, the Will of Zedru type deck. So, yeah, very much the Gifts Zedru deck. And yeah, Nevermore doesn't have... Let's be real here. Nevermore is for naming commanders. By the will of Zedru, we will inherit all of her crap before it explodes. Oh wow! I didn't know you couldn't type tart. Meh, meh. Alert, alert. Still legit. Ooh, Triskelion, that's a really good one. Especially with the Varel deck. He had to tap out to use it though. So, You know, Triskelion actually came out in Antiquities. I decided against adding it to this deck just because I wasn't sure how much I could actually make use of the 1/1 counter pinning. It might have been worth keeping Triskelion just as a 6-mana 4/4, which is incidental ping, which the deck kind of needs removal anyway. So, Meanwhile, Treva's got Thassa going on. Again, nothing scares me as much as that Zedru deck, though. And apparently, you can't type screw into chat without it being censored either. You know what? I bet if you type your password into chat... Oh, so here comes Nevermore. Naming! Oh boy. It's naming... What's he naming? What's he naming? Ah. Stop toying with me! Is he naming Treva or Avacyn? Yep. Okay, so Nevermore's going to keep Treva off of Treva. Okay, no steel golem or can't cast spells. I'll let my glasses be the judge of that. Alright then, so let's take a peeky poo. Make this just a little, just big enough so that I can read it and read it to you guys. Alright, so let's take a look at Varel. So we got Managorger Hydra, Bloodsport 3-Nax, Prime Speaker, Progenitor Mimic, Sakura Tribe Elder. Yeah, it's more or less. Okay, so pretty much. Okay. So Varel's more or less just big dudes with counters. I can dig it. Then let's go ahead and look at Wrath of God, Righteousness, Death Ward. We definitely want to eat sand. So 2 damage to save a Dancing Scimitar. One, two, three, four, 5. So a couple more turns and we can use that Avacyn, I think. Well, we can actually do the Death Ward out. Yeah. Talk about Varel. Read the text. Oh yeah, but there aren't many of those. 2. Yeah, they're just talking about ways that Varel could actually target, planeswalkers, which you can do with like a local metal coating, which is actually really cool. Michael Salath would be another way to do that. Let's see, it's probably just auto eat the Thassa. And dear God, we're only playing with like what, 25 minutes? Which means I'm going to have to make sure I keep the chat nice and sweet. Which can be a shame, especially when you're playing with such great guys. Let's see. Evidently, our Varel friend is not fond of the Super Friends build either. We're just gonna auto yield to that. We don't have a lot of ways to interact with their draws at instant speed. We've got Death Ward and Righteousness, and that's really about it. Yeah, infinite mana combo. Varel is another thing, as they're mentioning. Let's see. Let's see. You could use it to just pump up, like a Gyre Sage or. Let's see. Gyre Sage would be one. You can do it on the Everflowing Chalice. Let's see. Who's getting it? Oh, it looks like I get it this time. So, going clockwise. Yeah, especially with that Sunforger out. We don't really want to give Zedru a creature to hold onto it. Triskelion could, just straight up kill the Humble Defector, though. I mean, if I had Healing Salve up. Let's see. It would get Triskelion to use another counter, but I don't think that's really worth it. For now, Dancing Scimitar is going against Triskelion. Okay. But if he were to attack me, and then Dancing Scimitar blocked, he would just pump in Triskelion response. That's not a good thing. Fortunately, we do have a circle protection artifact in here somewhere. Somewhere we have it. Not a fan of the fact that Juskelion can actually just shoot down Avacyn, though. So let's see, game 2. Alright, so let's see. Pharrell drops down, the Vivid Growth. That's some decent fixing. He doesn't have a lot of flexibility as far as what he can do. He's definitely... Okay, so he's pumping up Juskelion. Juskelion can go ahead and shoot for 6 now. Which is more or less anything on the board. Going after the Zedju player, though. See, Zedju could probably get the life back, no problem. The Trevor deck worries me just a little bit. Not a great deal. Just enough. We also gotta make sure we get that Juskelion off board before we actually play Avacyn. Ideally, in a manner where we're, you know, not actually having creatures on board. Let's see, we still have the Righteousness, too. Let's see, Argavian Blacksmith will be ready. But again, this is all with the assumption that Juskelion is coming at me. Yeah, the fact that he could go over to Treva would be better. Force Zedju to try and block. Also good. No end of tricks for us. Saber Angel! See, now the question is, do I want to play Sarah Angel now, or do I want to save her for post-Wrath? I think I want to start sandbagging stuff for post-Wrath, but let's go ahead and take a peek at Treva. Now, here's the fun bit. We could let for okay, so take a look at the nothing to read. Yeah, just Enchantress set. Though I do appreciate good Enchantress. Okay, so let's go ahead and give the Humble Defector to gee, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. You are not it. I feel like if I pass it to anyone else, Juskelion's gonna do it. So, what the hell? We'll give it back over here. I want to try and see if Trevor can get into the game. Ooh, Howling Mine. That's going to be fun. Fortunately, we do have a Mishra's Workshop. Let's see. So, we've got the Howling Mine out. We will not be the first ones to benefit from it. And I am running out of time. Jesus. I am just going to pass the turn. Wow, I am like 3 minutes behind the next person. Let's see. So we have to really learn to play swiftly with commentary here. 20 minutes, wow, that is not quite enough. Wow. Okay, so yeah, yield to the Howling Mine trigger too. We really gotta get this thing going. Who thought that the 25 minutes was enough for a Commander game? I mean, I guess collectively that does equal an hour, just over an hour. But even so. Still, fantastic group of guys and gals tapping away into the chat. That always makes Commander much more fun, especially online. And like I said, I'm going to just sandbag some creatures in my hand. So it would be inevitably Wrath. Ooh, Aura Shards. And ooh, what's he blowing up? What's he blowing up? I don't see. What's he blowing up? Oh no! Wait, Aura Shards just entered the field. Okay. So yeah, Aura Shards is out now. Okay, Seal Primordium. Draw all the effects. Aura Shards is a bit of a hassle. The fact that it has a naturalize on an enchantment is also a bit of a hassle, admittedly. Trevor. Alright, so Home Defector is going back to where he started. He has more stuff, though. Why wouldn't you do that before doing the stuff? Get some more draw off it. Figure out your options. I mean, I guess the Aura Shards and the Primordium are coming down regardless. Tropical Sea, yep. Yeah, there's really no reason not to get dual lands on Moto now that they're so cheap. Argothian Enchantress. Shroud. So, okay, he doesn't need to draw any more cards. Or at least we don't need to give him any more cards. He's just going to get all the cards. And now we have Aura Shard trigger. Going to get rid of the asceticism, interestingly enough. But how is it still? You may destroy, so maybe he just misclicked. I mean, interesting. Hmm. Let's see. You may have said May. Ah, okay. So, he threatened to show that he could blow up the asceticism, and then decided not to, and decided not to blow up really anything. Okay, and Varel's saying that Trevor's his friend now. Okay, I see. It's just political stuff happening. It's what makes a great game of EDH great. Aww. So now we've got the Great Varel doing his thing. Honestly, I still would have gotten rid of the Sunforger. Alright, Varel. So, Varel just had stuff. This would be a good time to put down like a Managorger Hydra. You should definitely be using Varel to pump up that Ever-Flowing Chalice, though, if he wants to get his bigger stuff out. I mean, But he doesn't really get that much value from it. He spends 2 mana to go up by 1. It would be worth it the next turn. I would see. Would you want to play Everflowing Chalice for any less than 4? If you're Varel, like you pay 4 mana into it to make a 2/2 rock. Then when Varel pumps it, you're breaking even on the mana that you spent. Okay, so he's going straight to attacks. Still going to beat some face in at Zedru. Nothing I can really do to stop that. So, Varel's going to pump up Triskelion some more. That's getting kind of scary. He's got a Managorger Hydra too. Okay. Now Varel's kind of doing silly stuff. The key here is that Triskelion can't... Okay, so he is getting rid of the Humble Defector now. Arguably, Lightsmith not going to be able to do anything about that. Actually, even with the Righteousness, there just isn't a whole lot we can do. Zedru should probably pass that Nevermore if it wants to get she wants to get the effects off of it. But no, it looks like she's just taking her Howling Mine draw. So, Triskelion is running crazy. I feel like I actually kind of have to lose both my creatures. Okay, so no, we're just going to Tragic Arrogance. How unfortunate. Let's see. So we're each going to pick a creature. No, he's going to pick a creature, an artifact, an enchantment, and a planeswalker. And then we take all the other non-land permanents. He could keep the Howling Mine out. It would probably be in his best interest to do that. Because it's going to give him the extra draw if Zedru can't donate anything. Which is interesting because you can actually keep which one stuff happens. Get rid of, let's see, Seal Primordial to get rid of the Nevermore. Yeah. The Triskelion is going to be doing a bunch of shooting, though. So, of course, sacrifice the Tribe Elder, sacrifice Steve, get another forest. Zedrud giveth, and Zedrud taketh away. But we still have to deal with Triskelion. And, yep. I don't actually want to... You know what? I'm just F6ing through this. I can't afford to spend too much time clicking between them. And it's not like death words. Sorry. Gonna really help at all. Although, for what it's worth, Vorel is now at less time than we are. Alright, so now he's finally picking the stuff for tragic areas. I do get to keep Howling Mine, Circle Protection, and Dancing Scimitar. Let's see. There's Asceticism, Everflowing Chalice, Vorel, then Argothian Enchantress, and Into the Wilds. So, that's definitely the board wipe we needed. We're not the one that skidded, so Triskelion did not shoot down at us. And everything is all good in the hood. We can go ahead, safely drop Angel. No other draw effects that we need to worry about right now. So, it still has an austere command, but we have the Death Ward to ward against it, so to speak. 1, 2, that would be enough. I want to put down the Sarah Angel now, because Sarah Angel is actually going to be able to attack into some stuff. Next turn, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're still leaving the Dancing Scimitar up, because there's no real point in just plinking something for 1 with that thing. So the Dancing Scimitar will continue to stay on defense. We really need to start moving life totals, though, and right now, these two are the only ones who haven't been touched, is Treva and Vorel. Of course, Treva actually just is a 6/6 flying dragon. A literal 6/6 flying dragon. Instead, they're going with Johnny's Chosen. So they're going to start making some kitties. Oh boy. Ethereal Armor. That's some big kitties. Let's see. We're going to auto yield for the Argothian Enchantress. Let's see. Johnny's Chosen is almost a constellation trigger. That's also a 4/4 cat. So we can. So by holding off Avacyn for a turn, we actually managed to hold up her ability and a Death Ward. Exile. Ooh, it's Night Soil. Exile 2 creature cards from a single graveyard. Put a 1/1 green sap token onto the field. Kitties are going to be a problem. I don't want to attack Zedru. At this point, I don't want to attack the Vorel player either. Cats are going to get out of hand. I don't think they really have a way to deal with me, though. At least not since the last time I looked. We haven't seen a whole lot of our artifacts, so Mishra's Workshop hasn't done a whole lot. It definitely has done stuff, though. Just one land has paid for any artifact that we've drawn. Nimbus Swimmer as a 4/4 flyer. That is definitely incentive not to attack him. There's a potential Wrath God in my hand. I don't want to cast Avacyn just yet. Austere Command could do some things, though. It just wiped the entire board of creatures. So is it going to be back-to-back Wraths? This is... Okay, no, it's Chromatic Lantern? Well, all his lands certainly do tap for any color mana now. Recasting Zedru, okay. I don't just want to stall the board out. Especially now with another Wrath. Okay, so we get Diamond Valley. And Mishra's Factory. Mishra's Factory could be a guy, so let's go ahead and get that on the field now. Let's go ahead and also cast Avacyn. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we got Avacyn out. We're going to go ahead and go to combats, because we need to get life totals moving. Attack the kitties! Yep, just 4. So let's see. Diamond Valley. Is it worth missing a land drop to put down Diamond Valley? That's a decent question. We do need mana. But we're not really accelerating either. Of course we have Circle Protection White, which kind of just gives us immunity against all things cat. Kind of need to put down more mana first, though. It's not really a good position to put down Diamond Valley. So maybe what we need is more ways to just kind of get land drops down. Walking Atlas doesn't come. We don't get Walking Atlas until Zendikar block. Yeah, we're probably going to need to keep putting down planes. Eldrazi Conscription! Oh, this is going to tickle. This is absolutely gonna tickle. $12. Yeah. Let's see. We can block with righteousness. Sarah Angel becomes an 11/11. Want to hold on to the Death Ward. Oh no! Oh boy, that's really, really gonna tickle. So I could take away the Howling Mine. Just, ouch. 12 to the face. We could lose Mishra's Workshop, since it hasn't done a whole lot, and the Dancing Scimitar, I want to say. We could also sacrifice Sarah Angel and Dancing Scimitar, since I don't think we're keeping creatures on the board. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to go ahead and activate the thing now. Alright, Circle Protection White. We're going to keep ourselves from dying to the Eldrazi conscription. Beater cat. Yeah, that just happened. Well, I guess I could have gone Avacyn, Righteousness, Death Ward. But if he goes if we can count on Zedru to go Austere Command instead. That would help us out. So, still in the middle of attackers. I don't think Tro's really doing anything. Apparently he tried to do Night Soil. Which, yeah, he could eat Sarah Angel and Dancing Scimitar to make a token. I would actually kind of be sad about that. Okay, so Varel, make the Nimbus Swimmer an 8/8. Yep. Things that are going to tickle. Oh, Rupture Survivor. So, definitely more of a budgety Varel, I guess. Like, there's nothing wrong with running Rupture Spire, but it's just kind of not efficient. Nimbus Swimmer is legit, though. And I know he still has a Prime Speaker Sagan in his hand. We need to get rid of that Eldrazi conscription, I'll tell you what. If Zedru doesn't Wrath, we actually are just going to need to potentially Righteousness and Death Ward. Hopefully, the Nimbus Swimmer's going over here, though. And it is! Okay. Because with Righteousness, we can turn Avacyn into a 12-11. But that's it. And of course, Varel moving life totals with the giant 16-16 beater. Wow. Looks like... Nah, Zedger doesn't... Zedger's not holding the Sun Forger. Moda just squished everything together. Let's see. Anything else you got for us, Varel? Looks like he does. Gyre Sage, which with Varel can make a crazy, stupid amount of mana. Okay, Zedru, what is your will? I don't think anyone has anything for it, though. And right now, Halley Mine is keeping us all survived cards to keep the game moving. So, all of our draw power has been purely from the Halley Mine, which is actually okay. White desperately needs the draw anyway. And I want to say, I'm not displeased with Bazaar of Baghdad or Diamond Valley. I just haven't had an opportunity to really play them because I top deck into lands. And right now we're in mana building mode. Like, we don't have any true acceleration outside of Workshop. So it's all about just kind of figuring out when we need to play stuff. And Diamond Valley isn't really going to do us a whole lot right now. We're not in trouble for life. And there's the Illusions of Grandeur. Interesting. So if he donated it and we had a Disenchant, that actually just kills Treva. And of course he made sure he had the mana to donate it away at will. Of course, without my glasses, I can't see anything. Thanks, Tragic Arrogance. Of course, it's going to be Trevor who gets the Delusions of Grandeur, so all I need to do is top deck the Disenchant, and just BOOM! No more Chinese Laundromat. Although, if he has 1, 2, 3, 4, he only has 4 mana, so he's not Austerian Command this turn. Oh, the Flicker Wisp! Flicker Wisp for the win! Yeah, this is happening. This is actually just happening. Yep. So the Flicker Wisp bounces the Illusions of Grandeur. The Grandeur, well, it's gonna blink it out. The Grandeur leaves play, and Treva loses 20 life. That's exactly what Treva has. Nature's Claim, targeting response from the Varel, actually. So, no Flicker Wisp target. Zedru's not going to get 20 life again. But this does just kill it. Of course, the Flicker Wisp has no target now, so... Oh, no! Treva had it! Treva had the Nature's Claim and just barely lived! Okay, yeah. Okay, I see it. I see it. So, let's go ahead and backtrack just a bit here. Nature's Claim. Okay, so Varel Nature's claimed the Illusions of Grandeur because the Grandeur was under Treva's control. Dangerous Claim gives Treva 4 life. Which Avacyn is actually going to bump off now. With a vengeance, friend. With a vengeance. Although... the fact that they can't get at me with the Island Sanctuary, though. So, like I said, we're going to play our land. Island Sanctuary. If there was a way to... Let's see. So, we would have to convince Treva to leave us alone for a turn. Because Treva has the firepower we need to end the rest of this game. That is actually just the truth. I could be persuaded not to attack. So, let's see, what's it going to be? We're eating through my time a little bit here. Blue, I won't kill you next turn if you kill me this turn. Alright, that's a deal. Because I believe that he could do it. I believe it in my heart of hearts. Plus, we actually have a chance to kill someone with Avacyn. Nope, too late. And Avacyn does get in the final blow. So, next up, we're going to go ahead and play our Island Sanctuary. Treva leaves us with a good game, and we are all done here. So, the Circle Protection, black. Not going to do us anything. That would be one of the things we can discard to Bazaar if we ever get a chance to put that down. Or just have to discard due to size. And, like I said, we need to keep the game moving. So just eliminating a player straight out is going to help us do that. Plus, we have Forel's promise that he will not kill us this turn. Which we currently have 7 mana untapped. So Avacyn can go ahead and save us from this Nimbus Swimmer. Varel's not going to have any real way to give haste unless he suddenly got boots. So we might not need to use the Island Sanctuary yet. We still can, but not yet. Plus it adds another piece to the puzzle for Zedger if Zedger wants to board wipe. Overall, this has been a good game so far. Oh, Jesus! Nimbus Swimmer at 32. Doesn't have trample yet, though. Yet. And really, I'm not going to worry about the Island Sanctuary until he gets like a stupid Hydra something. Or Prime Speaker Zagana, that's another one. Alright, so draw all the cards there, friend. Same time, though. Now this is scary. So, what did he say exactly? Let's see. Won't kill you next turn. So he's free to kill me the turn after? Yes, yes, it would have been quite embarrassing if he had accidentally decked himself with Prime Speaker Zagana. Which, to be fair, I think you get an achievement just for that. Oh, there's a Thought Vessel. So the good news is, Avacyn can protect me against, all the greens over here. The bad news is we don't have any way to get past all the greens over there. One, two, three. Yep, that's 6. So... Oh, but he's getting close to timing out now. Which means if we can stall out Vorel, then all we have to worry about is taking down Zedru. Which, again, Oh, there's the haste. There's the haste. But it's on Vorel. So he'll need to put it on Nimbus. That's interesting, though. Activates ability only during your turn, only once each turn. I mean, I guess if we blinked it out, that would work. So, Flyer coming in. Of course, the Flicker Whips is going to block it. I could do something screwy here, but I actually don't want him to have the Flicker Wisp. I mean, granted, 2 mana to block the Flicker Wisp would be fine, but he's very close to just timing himself out. And that is my alarm going off. I am sorry about that. Forgot to turn off that alarm. So much to do, so little time. Fell Warstone. So right now he's just dropping all the mana rocks. Fortunately, I still have my Death Ward. Righteousness would be alright, but they're not swinging it for me. See, you could pass me a hammer. Seven mana. See, we really need to find our other Urzatron pieces if we want to get through this and do other stuff. Avacyn could have saved the Flicker Wisp, but we also kind of want to pressure him into doing stuff. Austere Command. So I'm going to have priority. Do I take the chance that there isn't a counterspell in there? No, there's got to be a counterspell in there. We lose Avacyn. But if he doesn't have a counterspell, then his full field's wiped anyway. Of course, he can just asceticism. So he's planning on regenerating rather than countering. Then we're going to go ahead and follow suit. Destroy all enchantments and all creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less. Gosh darn it! I actually completely misplayed that. I did not read his austere command. I assumed he was destroying all the creatures. And silly me, I gave Avacyn regeneration this turn. Because I thought he was blowing up all the creatures. Nope, silly me. That's a whoops and a half. And I swear to Godica, if there's a beast within or something killing Avacyn this turn, I am just going to kick myself in the pants. Whoops. Well, she's got one regeneration shield on her this turn. That was my bad. I wasn't paying attention. On the other hand, I'm free to Rathagon now. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I mean, I guess that also means that she has a free block this turn or whatever. Face fetters. Targeting the swimmer. That actually would have been really bad if he had put that on Avacyn. Let's see, dropping Das Boots. And let's see. We can swim with impunity. Yep, the Island Sanctuary isn't there anymore, so we're not going to worry about that. Instead, we're going to go ahead and do what Avacyn does best. Just swing. So, okay, so Avacyn's got 5 damage marked on him. We got 5 more hits. No, 4 more hits. 5 hits total. If we can find a way to pump her. Let's see, what would be? It would be 14 total to recast Avacyn and use her effect again if she dies. So we got 8, we got 10. Would have liked to have had my generation up. Jolting Merfolk. Tap target creature. Fading 4. Move a fading counter from Mermaid. Okay. That's really neat. So, Jolting Merfolk, 2/2 for 4 mana. It's got Fading 4, so every upkeep you're going to remove a counter from it. And if you can't remove any more, then you sacrifice it. But Ravel's going to, keep feeding it more counters so it can stick around. And you can remove a counter to tap down target creature. But Varel's got less than 2 minutes left. So right now, Avacyn needs to push for damage. Probably donating the face fetters to me. Oh no, giving it to the person that it's actually messing up right now. I mean, it should put the enchantment underneath the Nimbus Swimmer if that's the case, right? Right. Of course, he has 33 cards in hand. You'd think he would be able to do more. If I had my glasses, I could see just how much he's doing. But no, I can't. Without my glasses, I'm blind. Literally blind right now. I am blind to what is going on in their hand. If we get our blessing, that's our other out, is that we have to keep dropping planes so that we can drop it on Avacyn and hopefully, let's see, right now, it's shutting down the clock by 2 attacks. Pump up to 13. Then that's going to turn her into a 2-turn hit. If it comes down to waiting a couple of turns, then that just makes the blessing better. Well, no, that's right, because it would take 2. So 11. That still speeds it up by 3 attacks. Shaves off 2 attacks. I'm still right. Okay, so what Trinket Mage grab? Skull Clamp. Zedger is in a desperate position, desperately wants to draw more cards. Alright, so equipping a Sun Forger over to Trinket Mage. Has enough mana to do it once. And only once. Nope. Yep. Has enough mana to do it once. So 6 mana. No attacks. Alright. We get Obsidious Golem and Ankh of Mishra. So we're obviously going to play our planes. And let's see, we can actually use the Mishra's Workshop to help play the Golem. So 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be 7, 8 mana open for the Mishra's Factory. Like I said, we need to push damage. So there we go, at Zedru. And now, for the piece of resistance, we're going to cast Obsidious Golem. For, let's see, that's 3. Let's see, I need to pay for 1, 2. Could have played the Ankh of Mishra, but having another guy in the field will probably help out more. Particularly since he can help push for damage. Cyclonic Rift. Meh. That actually just means we actually kind of die. 7 cards in hand. We have to discard. So let's go ahead and get rid of... Oh boy. Righteousness isn't helping. Fortunately, he actually owns the Face Fetters. Okay, I can see the wisdom in donating Face Fetters over to him now. Fortunately, we do still have the Mishra's Factory, kind of. Oh no, it's coming at me. Okay. He might actually just be dead now. Will we see it? We have to hope that he doesn't... Nope. Nope. He's doing it. Nope. Ah. We are actually just the dead. Nope. Instead we die a horrible, horrible death. Ouch. We're just the dead. Was really hoping we would have had him timed there, but I really should have been expecting the Cyclonic Rift. What a way to die. I mean, there was nothing we could have done about it. But still, ouch. I don't know if we could have taken on the Zedru player on our own. We were definitely pushing for damage. He had his Sunforger up, though. And... Yep. Still, that wasn't a bad game. If he can't win within the half minute, he actually times. This is. It's okay. He's got 28 seconds. He's probably. Well, no, I don't want to. No, he's F6 to save time because he has to go tap down all the dudes, swing with Zagana. Look at me. Super dead at minus 25. Still, we were doing some stuff. Ah, there's the swords to deal with Zagana. So, unless he has a haste enabler... Well, no, he still has a bazillion cards in hand. No, he's actually just taking his turn. That's right, because he F6. He has to... 18, 16... Nope, 16. He goes to second main phase. 13, 11, 10, 12, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's time. So Zedru actually wins this. Okay. Well, that got a little crazy towards the end there. Just, well, I mean, I guess that's part of why some people prefer the 40 minutes matches. You definitely have more time, more breathing room to do stuff. At the same time, though, the 25-minute matches keep the game moving and keeps people from, dirling too much. So, in terms of recording videos, the 25-minute matches are probably preferred. Even so, we gotta get a little better at managing our time while we're commenting. That Cyclonic Rift, though, I really should have seen that coming. There wasn't anything, there wasn't anything I could do either, so... Yeah, I guess that's it. So, that was game number 2. Let's see if we can get into game number 3. Be right back.